Eric has contrarian takes. I thought I was the defender.
I thought we would be together.
Eric was the defender.
I thought we'd be on the same page,
These
Eric.
are normal takes. You're the ones who are off base.
Whoa.
You're listening to the 𝙃𝙊𝙎𝙏𝙎 echo chamber. Their husband, wife. They wake up every morning in the same bed. They eat food together. They probably shower together. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay, Chloe doesn't shower.
You don't shower.
It's true.
These are my Deadpool and Wolverine socks.
They're
Lauren
cute.
and Jeremy gave to me, 𝙎𝙊𝙈𝙊, as a present, which is pretty amazing. These are awesome socks.
That's very kawaii.
You know you're over 30 when you're really into your socks.
Oh
No.
yeah, I'm so into these socks.
Oh, you are old.
Thank you, Lauren and Jeremy.
We finally did it. We released the Patreon pod.
It's here. It's here. It's finally here.
You can check out the link down below. We genuinely love this podcast. We love making Jomo. It's been like almost a year in the making from the first idea.
Oh my gosh.
This is probably like the fourth or fifth things on our list of to-dos because obviously Eric runs a whole ass company, you know, and I've got my own creator shenanigans. But the point is, we have so many other things going on and we like tried our best to make it work. Texting and calling each other at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's right now.
It's 12:30 a.m. right now.
It's 12:30 a.m. on a Friday night. Let me
Which,
just
to
say.
be clear, we're not like, whoa, it's me. It's just we care.
As far as I know, I haven't seen a podcast like this one where we talk about like the nitty gritty, the emotional labor, the nuances, the in-betweens of when you're trying to build the thing that you truly believe in while navigating corporate and creative lives. We also like make nothing off of this. Nothing.
Yeah, we're very in the negative.
It's just a Patreon's there to show signal that yes, we should keep going and then to really just like keep the lights on so that we can work on the production. So let's talk about the tiers. So the first tier is the Jomies. This is like the homies. This is where you finally officially become a certified Jomi.
Support us and we know you matter and we're homies.
Yes, yes. You get your name on our end screen in the credits and you also get behind the scenes content on the Patreon feed and a beautiful snazzy Discord badge on the Discord server. So that's tier 1. What's tier 2?
But wait, there's more. May I share with you about the Jomo Sapien Pod?
The pod, the tier. Say it again.
But wait.
Say it.
But wait, there's more. Can I interest y'all in the Jomo Sapien tier? We've heard your voices. It's not just about the tea. You want the value. You want the advice. So this year, you get access to a special Discord channel where you get to ask us questions on everything you're going through, and we'll tell you what we think. Brutally honest advice show with Chloe and Eric.
Yeah, it's a completely new exclusive content where we will like sit down and go in the details, like tactics, guides, like be very specific on our true takes. Like if we were to give you a real talk to our friends, that's the vibe. So if you subscribe as a patron to this tier today, these are the topics that you will get. And then these are the topics that will come out in the next few weeks.
You'll get that advice channel. So just keep on asking us more.
Oh, and then we get bonus segments.
And you get bonus segments, all of the behind the scenes bloopers that are just a little too personal, intimate for the main channel.
So basically every single episode, we go through a lot of topics and some of them are off topic. Some of them are kind of like smutty, kind of risque. And some of them are just like better left privately. And so we're going to share it in the bonus segment section. And then we have the last tier, the Jomo Angels. This is for the people who like kind of got their shit together in life and just really want to show mad support.
Oh, all you Joe millionaires.
Joe millionaires.
All you Joe millionaires.
What are you going to say about it? Like, were you going to continue?
I thought you were going to continue.
So this is purely a flex tier because I know that there are people who like are just so down to support. We kind of named this tier after angel investors, you know? So if you want to be a little angel investor and invest in 2 fully sleep deprived people trying to chase dreams here.
See, normally as an angel investor, you're putting money into a startup that may or may not work. But with this, you get guaranteed emotional satisfaction to supporting us.
Yeah. Initially, it was kind of a troll flex tier, but we decided to add just a little bit, just a little thing, which is like a razzle dazzle shout out at the end in the end screen credits for funsies. So those are 3 tiers right now. If you're interested, please do check out the link, but you really don't have to. This is what we're going to give you.
Yeah, you're going to get all the Jomo goodness every single week.
Yeah.
This is more If you're willing and you're able to, we'd love it. But if you're not, we want the whole focus of this pod in the first place was trying to help figure out how to live our lives so that it might help you figure out to live yours.
Yeah.
And you do what's best for you.
So if you've liked what you've been seeing on Jomo so far and you want us to keep going, do check out our Patreon and be a Jomi.
If you hate it, please continue to hate watch and hate donate.
No, that's not the messaging.
Okay,
All right,
we'll
back to
remember.
the episode. Thank you, bye.
Back to the episode. 3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Welcome. Special guest today. If you don't know Kevin, Chloe's husband.
My husbando.
What the f have you been watching?
Damn, Eric, starting
Dang.
strong.
But in case you didn't,
Hello, I'm Kevin. I'm Chloe's husbando.
He's also a software engineer.
this is relevant.
This is
for
very
today.
important. We did a casting call for software engineers and only one person showed up, which is Kevin.
You only asked one person.
It's true. That's
We
a
asked
casting
one person,
call.
one person replied. 101, that's pretty good. What are we doing here today on this
So
fine night?
I was really inspired by the Yards episode. We ranked every guy. And
Are
it
we
was-
doing a tier list?
We're doing a tier list. We're doing a ranking. We're doing a tier list
Yeah.
today. We rank everyone in tech. So we
Ooh.
made a list. Eric doesn't know the list.
This
So,
is going to be a surprise to me.
oh,
We're going to learn this together.
correct.
So this is why I have Kevin as the token San Francisco-ish engineer.
Yeah.
male.
These two are product managers.
Well, I'm a PM. He's a founder.
And also, previous PM and
Yeah, and
previous resident of
consultant.
San Francisco. Yeah,
Yes.
and previous consultant.
So I thought it wasn't right for if it was just like me and Eric. So we had to pull Kevin in.
I'm a software
I
engineer.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm the engineer apologist.
So for those of you who don't know, how does a tier list work?
we're ranking everyone in tech.
Yeah, and it looks like I'm looking at this for the first time. I'm joining the rest of you Jomo watchers. I think we decided on Jomies. Jomies.
Yes.
So we're saying, the rest of you Jomies, let's go through the tier list.
Yeah,
So
well, we'll explain what everyone means. So if you're the homie / Jomi,
That's the top.
you're dope.
that's
You're
You're
cool.
dope.
that's S
We
tier.
like you.
It's S tier.
We're friends.
Okay,
You know?
I like it.
Then there's based.
Oh God,
How
that's
do you
such
even explain
Gen
based?
Z.
I
right here.
love the word based. Like you're based.
It just
that
means
was
what?
a base
You're like
take.
a real person.
Based is like, yeah, you have good takes.
Yeah,
you're
you
a
have
cool
good takes.
person. I like you a lot.
Respect.
Yeah.
Nice.
It means
Okay.
respect.
I want to
Alright.
be like you.
Ooh.
Well,
So
you,
it's like I want to be you or be with you.
Yeah.
to an extent. Yeah.
And then it's invited to pickleball. Very relevant to
this
us.
is like a very relevant
Correct.
litmus test for me.
Yeah.
Does
Would you
Eric,
invite them
do
to
I
pickleball?
invite you to pickleball? Do we break pickle
But
ball
like,
together?
think of it more as like I would hang out with them outside of work.
yes.
Not necessarily like because your pickleball is like high barrier, but like maybe a little lower than that. You would just like hang out with them outside of.
It's like I now have interest in getting to know you as a real human, which requires interacting with you in 2 different things at least.
Like it's not like, oh, we're getting lunch at work. Like we're getting a weekend meal together.
Is this just like dating but friendship edition?
No,
Is
yeah.
this the litmus
Well,
test?
yeah,
We're
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
something outside of just work shenanigans.
Correct.
Okay, fine.
Invited
What's
to
the next one?
pickleball.
Work friend. Like,
Oh,
I like you. but it's just at work. We don't hang outside.
We'll
of work.
have lunch, but
damn.
I'm not gonna go hang out with you on Saturday. Like I'm good.
Okay, what about work wife, work husband? What do you guys think of that concept? And how does that
Then
fall
they
in
could
the
be like
tier?
a high tier work friend, right? They can be.
Oh.
But if you wouldn't hang out with them outside, then it's like.
have you guys ever
Or they can jump all the way to base.
Yeah?
Sometimes they're just based and you don't hang out with
Oh,
them
that's
outside
when
'cause
that's
they're
what
too
that's
based.
that's when the work friendo becomes the real friendo.
The next is
Harmless.
harmless.
Ouch.
It's like self-explanatory.
It's like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The description on Earth's entry was mostly harmless.
sure.
All I know is 42.
Yeah, that's the answer of
Yeah, I
life.
said everything.
And now you know Earth was considered mostly harmless.
Mostly harmless.
Okay. What's below that?
Cringe.
Okay, we know what cringe
We know
means.
Yeah,
Don't
we
be
know
cringe,
cringe.
guys. Guys, if you're cringe,
There's a lot of cringe.
don't be cringe.
in tech. A lot of cringe.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
the one
then-
below, I see you say pip them.
Pip them.
They can get pipped.
Get
Performance improvement plan, which is brutal. As somebody who's been fired before, when you're put on the performance
It's
improvement
over. It's
plan,
over.
they're absolutely eyeing for you out the door.
pipped. You've been pipped?
I wasn't pipped. I was just fired.
Oh, they skipped the pipping.
They skipped the pipping.
Have you
Yo,
been pipped?
I've never been pipped.
Okay.
Have you been pipped?
No.
All right. So none of us have been pipped. And finally, the last
Jail.
one is
Jail.
jail. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Correct.
Okay, I like it. I also
Okay.
really
Do
like
you,
the...
you
Great.
feel like there's a
You know,
difference between
there's
all
like
of them, right?
I just want to say this is such a Chloe coded tier list.
Kevin.
We spent
Kevin.
hours.
We've been
Yeah, like,
debating this.
holy guys, I'm looking at this. There's like 75 options. I mean, we already have what, like 8 tiers?
Yeah.
8 tiers and 75 people to rank.
This is the tier list to end all tier lists. I am thrilled and excited. Take me on this journey. Where are we starting?
Oh,
wait,
I just want to set expectations,
disclaimers.
disclaimers. Today is going to be a little judgy. It's a little different.
Oh,
We're not going to be so vanilla wholesome.
We're getting spicy.
We're going to have some hot takes, and we're going to be a
Based
little
take.
rude.
This is news to me, but
This is-
that's
And
me
we're fighting
always.
for alignment. We have to fight for alignment
have to
today.
Get it? Okay.
Oh, should everyone
Yeah.
have like one veto? Everyone should have
Oh,
one veto,
shoot.
no matter what anyone else says. You gotta be like,
I like
this
it.
is my
Oh,
veto.
that's good.
I'm for sure placing them here.
It's like America's Got Talent, like the golden ticket, the golden
Yeah,
buzzer.
yeah, yeah.
Someone is
So
just
everyone
with
gets
right
one
power.
of those, and you have to like figure out
Which one you
which
want
one
to
you
veto?
you're dying on the hill.
Wait,
I
but
like
Eric
this.
doesn't know.
As a former San Francisco techie, I'm really thrilled to go through this. I feel, it's deep in my
This will be
roots.
fun.
I might be
Yeah.
living my LA life now,
excited.
but you never leave those memories behind.
I wanted to add my disclaimer, which
What?
is that it's the evening, it's late, we're tired.
It's
It's
10
Jomo
p.m.
after dark.
I'm ready to go.
And-
Jomo is flowing through my veins.
I was gonna say, and if you are personally insulted because we placed you somewhere pretty low, this is content. We don't hate you, but you maybe should self-reflect.
No, you can't say that.
Please
Sorry
don't hate-
for
don't
my
hate us.
husband's behavior.
love how-
Don't hate us
I
if we rank you
apologize
low.
on his
Kevin's
behalf.
disclaimers, blame yourself.
This is for fun. No, I don't
Yeah.
blame them.
I would say
I will
I
just
see
avoid-
myself in a lot of these categories today,
Yeah.
and I will shit on them.
Okay.
And sometimes we will place
Respectfully
ourselves low.
Well,
shitting on them.
enough foreplay. Let's get
Let's
to
go.
it.
Let's go.
Whoa, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, the first one.
Never camera on.
The person who never has
Oh,
a
like
camera
when you're
on.
in Zoom?
Yeah.
To me, this is a homie. Because
What? Fuck them.
fuck
No.
meetings. Fuck
No.
meetings.
No. Harmless.
Most meetings are a waste of time. And they usually have no goal, they have no agenda. And I'm like, you're making me go in a meeting. I'm tired. Humans weren't designed to stare into screens all day. So if you have your camera on, I'm like, I respect you for having the balls to draw a line.
But then it forces people like me to have my camera on.
Because that's your job. So I'm
I'm
saying,
like, this is so fucking awkward.
you're a product manager. Your job
You're
is
a product manager
Yes.
and you're
So
the
I'm
co-founder.
I'm allowed to say this. You're a product manager, which means your job is to influence, aka be nice, aka harass people.
You know
into
what's
doing
always
things.
awkward is like I present something and I'm like, does it look good, everyone? Silence.
That's a different thing.
And
That's a different
camera
thing.
off.
You can be camera off, be an active participant. My favorite.
Okay, but how often is that true?
I do it all the time. For me, the best phone calls are the ones where I'm not on camera. I'm just rotting in my bed, but then my mind's at work.
But
and
you're
I'm just
always
sharing.
rotting in your
I
bed
think you're
working.
different.
So I'm putting fucking homie Jomi.
Okay.
Bro, it's not
well,
a
I'm the
homie.
third. I was going to say
So-
harmless,
Wait, so
but
you
like,
put them at invited to pickleball.
Bro, think about the type of people who turn off their
I don't
cameras.
even know what they look like. I wouldn't invite
Think
them.
about the people who turn off their
why
cameras.
do we need to know what they look like?
Think about the
Are you
type
trying-
of people
are
who
you
do
trying
it.
to judge them from their appearance?
I often
No,
have
no,
my
no, no.
camera off. I don't know about never. It's not that I never have my camera off. I'm a software engineer.
I
feel like
respect.
we're the most
Okay, so
liable to
where
have
we
a camera
land,
on.
I firmly believe someone who doesn't have their camera on might be a person with whom we respect their
I
principles.
didn't think this would be controversial.
I did not. I thought this would be
I
a
thought
quick and
we would
easy.
be able to decide
I am full of hot
Okay,
takes
hold on.
all day.
I would have put him in harmless. That's too
Harmless.
for
Okay,
harmless.
Chloe, what
So,
about you?
It's
Maybe.
too harmless.
That's two for harmless.
You
You
guys
can
are putting-
choose to use your one and
Wait,
done.
okay, wait, no, I'm not pulling it out that early. I'm not whipping it out just yet. I think we have to look. If we're gonna go for a weighted average here,
Work friend. We can put him in
work friend.
We can do
I'm not
work.
sure what the weights are between us. Let's
Now
just-
I'm worried that we are going to have the same takes and he's going to have the different take every time.
No,
I'm
I don't
worried.
know if we have the same
Okay, let's keep
takes.
going. We're putting him up to work friend. For all of you denizens that tune in with your camera off, just know I
That-
fought for you.
I hate you.
I was here for you. And I say this as a product manager.
I will
As a
judge you
founder.
fully.
Let's keep going.
That's not
Okay,
what
next
I
one is way too into boba. Okay, I've never understood this. I haven't drank boba my entire life.
That's
Like pearls.
true.
It's like, hey, you want to grab boba?
I
Boba
would-
time, 3
I would
p.m.
Be
boba.
like, let's go to Chipotle.
Boba.
I would put this at harmless.
Harmless.
Oh, I think they're a work friend.
Oh, I would say work friend. Yeah.
Because
All right.
Because
fine.
I actually
as a
go-
boba drinker, I can be like, what's good boba? They have the knowledge. They have the secrets.
That sounds like a pickup line. What's good boba?
I would say work friend too, because I do go on the walk and I'm like, okay, we can hang and talk about nothing.
The terminology here says way too into boba. The phrasing too indicates something's not right with
But they're
them.
always too into boba if they're asking every day at 3 p.m.
I'm just going to say clearly these two are really into boba. So we'll put
I'm
this
not
at
into
work.
boba.
I'm not the one.
I'm
who's
not into boba.
I'm the one who says yes.
We'll
I
put-
will say yes.
We'll put this at work, friend. I think they're harmless. Fine.
Okay, dyes their hair blue or purple. It's definitely a type. It's definitely a type.
Invited to pickleball. Pretty high up.
I like invited to pickleball. I could be convinced on based.
Even based? Wow. Wait, this makes so much. Chloe, you literally had dyed hair when Kevin started dating you.
That's correct, but
Not she
You know, I've had experiences with good ones and bad ones, so I'm a little torn here.
Your hair's dyed right now, isn't it?
It's brown. It's
they
like
can
normal.
be polarizing.
They can be polarizing figures, or like,
Okay.
I'm too unique for you.
So
I
I
wanna
think
be
it's
cool and
invited to
different.
pickleball. I don't think it's based. I think it's invited to pickleball because I respect that you had, again, the
true.
same courage you need to not have your camera on, the courage to stand out in the workplace and go with something cool. But it's not based because I have to reserve judgment. What if
yeah.
you're fucking crazy?
They could be crazy, but I think most of them are just like alt. They like different weird underground hobbies.
And I respect that.
And then it's never a full head of purple. It's always like just a straight.
I've seen full heads of purple. Is invited
I
to
agree with Eric.
pickleball like the Asian American version if you're invited to the cookout?
Yes.
If they're invited to pickleball. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Next.
I'm fine with that.
Engineer who wants a farm.
Do you know these people?
Okay.
Have you met these people?
Once upon a time, I would have said work friend, but now I'm feeling jail.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's harsh.
That's
Why?
not what I
Why
expected.
would you?
Because one of my exes would always tell me about this guy who would hit her up, who like was a gazillionaire engineer and like started a farm. And I was DM her and be like, hey, like, want to come work with me on my farm? I'd be like, fuck that guy.
I see.
I see.
So it's
So
personal
it's a personal
now.
vendetta.
So once upon a time, I would have said work friend, but that guy, he ruined it for me. Now I'm straight to jail.
Dang.
Dang, I think they're like harmless, but I don't have a personal vendetta.
I don't have a personal vendetta.
Yeah.
One of them we automatically put homie Jomi. I think we have one we automatically put in jail.
Dude, let's put him in jail. I
Yeah,
don't
put
care.
him in jail.
So I'm great.
We'll just give it to you.
have
I'm
use
on-
my
I don't
card.
care. I
I'm
don't
team
care.
We're clearly not strongly held
Yeah.
opinion. We're putting
If
them in
you like
jail.
chickens, jail.
If you're like planning a livestock rebellion and overthrowing government structures, it's kind of cool.
I definitely misspoke because English is hard.
It's all good, but I like
I'm
it.
sorry.
Animal farm direction. I approve.
Animal farm.
It has massive imposter syndrome. That's a lot.
Probably work friend.
I think cringe.
What?
Yeah. I think
no,
cringe.
that's like kicking someone when they're down.
Because
Why would
I-
you do that? They're lying there and you kick them in the head.
I personally support a lot of people who have imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah. But it
So
gets
you're
to the
saying that you
point
support
where I'm just like, shut the fuck up and get to it and like get over it.
Oh no!
Like,
I
you can do it. Go do it.
everyone
Stop
who's
talking
ever
about imposter. Just do it.
We
gone
have a
to
different
Chloe,
today.
Yeah, I get
asking
mad.
for help on imposter syndrome. Now
hey,
you know
look.
she thought you were cringe.
A lot of people ask me for help,
Damn.
and I actually physically do it. I go, I pull through, I do the call,
But you
I
think
show
they're
up.
cringe.
It gets to a point where I'm like, look, this is just not healthy. And it's fine to not know how to do things. It's fine to fail. It's fine to whatever. You need to get over that fact that you're going to fail because it's going to happen.
Wow.
And that's part of the process.
I'm
it's
putting
part
in
for
a
the
work
course.
friend because as someone who's gone through that myself, like, yo, it's hard.
I've been there too.
I know
everyone's been
We've
there.
all been
Yeah,
there.
so let's be sympathetic.
I was gonna say harmless because like it's like
I get
kind of
mad.
annoying when it gets a lot, but like
Exactly.
but it's not.
It's kind of
impacting
annoying.
It's not-
you, but
it's not like-
impacting you.
has massive imposter syndrome is not improving.
That's true.
I think
Yeah.
they're harmless. Like it's,
Okay,
it can
fine.
be annoying. Everyone goes through with it. I've
We'll
been
land
there.
on harmless.
Sometimes I also think that they make it an excuse. It's like, oh, I have imposter syndrome.
Okay, fine. That's different. Like, you
Yeah.
can't use it as excuse to justify being a shitty person.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm
if you're like just, you're just expressing that you have it in a vulnerable moment,
It's
it's
yeah,
harmless.
like if you're genuinely a person who has that a bit and you're a little bit afraid, but you're still willing to go out and do it and like not use that as a shield for issues. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, harmless.
I think next time someone asks you for advice on imposter syndrome, you should just reply like cringe plus L plus bald
That's so mean. Malding.
plus ratio.
Damn, Kevin is savage.
Oh, Chloe's the one who said it was cringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Works in mobile gaming.
fucking jail.
Harmless.
Jail?
Why are they going to jail?
I think you have
Okay,
to
so
explain.
I actually originally wrote like works in gaming, which I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But specifically mobile gaming.
Do you know, like, what microtransactions?
Yeah, it's just like all for money. And I think the type to go create games to get people to like gamba and lose their money are just bad people.
Yo, for some people, it's a job. You know, like, we all gotta make a living somehow.
Nonprofits are a job. Government work is a job. Healthcare is a job.
Maybe you can't get jobs in those areas and you end up as like a QA analyst in a mobile gaming startup.
It's just the type. We're not talking about exceptions.
Who hurt you?
Actually, no one.
Wow, so this isn't even This isn't even personal.
You just woke up and chose violence.
Should I turn it down? Is this
Damn,
too much?
No, you can be savage. I'm
Am
just
I-
like,
am
okay,
I-
fine. At least put them in like harmless.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mobile gaming is a predatory industry.
Yeah, it's predatory.
Oh my gosh.
Like, think about the Roblox type people. It's like that.
I don't know about jail.
Cringe or pip.
Okay, I just want to be on the record. I'm holding them harmless, but fine. Majority vote.
Cringe.
Fine, cringe. Fine.
Next one.
Exec that won't get a real mic.
I don't even know what this is.
Pip them.
Okay.
Who is this? Like, what is this?
Basically, a lot of senior leaders, they're like older and they only use their AirPods or just the laptop.
When they're on a Zoom call.
In a Zoom call, they don't have a real mic. So I never freaking know what they're saying.
That's me. I don't have a mic.
Do you know on the
Pipped.
receiving end, I can't hear anything you're saying.
Well, okay, the exception, if I'm doing like a podcast that's recorded, sure, I'll like go and put in a microphone.
In a meeting.
But if I'm just on a Zoom call and you can't hear me, what's wrong with your ears?
No,
no. Let me tell you. Okay, so Dan Clancy, current CEO of Twitch, when he first joined Twitch, he was just on that MacBook, like MacBook internal mic.
Which is fine. And Dan Clancy, I'm a big fan of Dan Clancy.
And it was like
I traveled to that man's hometown over Christmas break to do a podcast with him. He's a good man. And if Dan Clancy wants to use his goddamn MacBook microphone, I support this.
I do not. Pip him.
Dan Clancy's
you
a
have to
homie
understand that,
Jomi.
like, when you're an exec, you hold vision, you hold like the culture of the company.
He's busy enough with his vision to not figure out his microphone.
But you're rich enough to buy $100 microphone.
This is Twitch.
It's not about money. It's about mental
Twitch is about
bandwidth.
Streaming.
It's about streaming.
Can you run a streaming company if you don't know how microphones and webcams?
I can't look at Dan Clancy as anybody other than a homie after he did a podcast with me on Christmas.
You got to veto this one then.
You're really going to pip him?
I was in that meeting and I could not understand what Dan Clancy was saying.
I would say, like, when you're in design crates and product reviews and you're like desperately trying to hear what they're trying to tell you about your fucking work and you can't hear them, and then you're like, could you repeat that? And then you look like the idiot. Oh my God.
This is what I'm worried about. We're too similar, then Eric's different.
Oh,
yeah, that's why you need me.
Eric has contrarian takes. I thought I was the defender.
I thought we would be together.
Eric was the defender.
I thought we'd be on the same page,
These
Eric.
are normal takes. You're the ones who are off base.
Whoa.
You're listening to the 𝙃𝙊𝙆𝙎 echo chamber. Their husband and wife. They wake up every morning in the same bed. They eat food together. They probably shower together. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay, Chloe doesn't shower.
You don't shower.
It's true.
The point is, they're drinking the Koolaid. They're passing the Koolaid back and forth. I'm here to show the truth.
We have to compromise.
Okay, so let's put them at harmless. Harmless.
I feel like they harm me though. They actively harm me. I will literally respect you less as an executive or senior manager if I cannot hear you through your goddamn mic.
If you want to put him in cringe, fight for it. I'm going to put him in
I'm not going to fight for it
I
yet.
think we're majority on Pip.
Yeah.
You're putting him in Pip?
They're pipped. Dude, you're an exec. You make a lot of money. Get a real mic. Let's go.
I just want to state it. I disagree with this, but fine. I've been outvoted.
Well, we'll see if the commenters are like, Eric's normal or we're normal.
Next one. Berkeley EECS grads.
Literally, our friend Edison Park is a Berkeley EECS grad.
He did go to Berkeley.
Literally.
Right. Yeah.
One of our very good friends. How could this not be?
So, jail then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, fuck Edison.
Edison has to go to jail.
Okay, sorry, Edison. No, homie Jomi. I can't even say that ironically. I love Edison.
This is going to be bad. You guys can talk it out. I already know.
Chloe,
go. No.
I'm only putting in homie Jomi because Edison is a homie Jomi.
I don't think you can think about one person
cannot
in your
think
life.
about
You can't think about
Edison.
like just only one person.
You gotta think about the type.
No, that's literally how stereotypes work. You're just thinking through the
Aren't
generalities.
These all stereotypes?
But that's what I'm personalizing them. I'm talking through my experiences. Edison is a Berkeley EECS grad.
Is he the only Berkeley EECS grad?
Yes.
Let me talk you through a scenario.
Okay.
You're in San Francisco. You're working your work. And there are people on your team who won't stop telling you about how hard it was being an EECS Berkeley graduate and how smart they are and how much of a STEM lord they are. And how that, you don't understand. It was a Berkeley EECS thing. It's just like an engineering nerd thing. You wouldn't understand it. Oh, it's just silly nerd stuff. That's a Berkeley EECS grad.
That doesn't feel like a Berkeley EECS grad. That feels like just an asshole.
If you don't talk about it, you're fine. But the people who go to Berkeley, and especially the EECS grad, just make it so apparent.
Okay,
I never hear from the MIT people, the Caltech people. They never say anything.
You ever hear from the Harvard people?
I've only met 2 Harvard people that I worked in close vicinity with. I've never heard from the other person. And you don't really talk about it.
We're too embarrassed of ourselves to talk about it.
I don't think Harvard people are embarrassed to talk about Harvard. Sounds like Chloe's too dumb to meet Harvard people.
What did Kevin just say?
I'm kidding.
I think Kev.
I don't.
I think at the end of the night,
Harvard
Kevin's
either.
going to go straight to jail.
Kevin's going to jail.
We'll have to make a custom tile for
I'm
him.
sleeping on the sofa today.
You
Yeah,
are.
we'll have
Wait,
to
not
make-
this sofa. This is the nice sofa.
I'm sleeping on the guest bed today. As a software engineer who has a lot of Berkeley EECS.
Yeah. Where would you put him?
They're annoying.
Look,
They're
I
annoying.
just see in front of me the opportunity to do something really funny here, and put them in homie Jomi. Because Chloe hates these people, and I
them to a core.
and I think
Like if
and
I
But
meet
Edison is a Berkeley
Edison
EECS
is a
grad.
homie. Edison is a homie, but I have to homie check you. I have to be like, oh, you're from Berkeley? Oh, what'd you study? Oh, you were EECS? Cool. What else do you do? Like, I have to go through the filter and be like, are you a cool person?
I'm on
or are you
behalf
gonna...
of my close friend Edison Park. I'm fighting for homie Jomi because he's the only Berkeley EECS grad I know.
Fine, two for
I have a lot of Berkeley. You can
You
one
win.
time it.
I don't need a one-time it. I like Edison. So his arguments, I agree with it.
Exactly.
Okay, next one. Mental health leave post on LinkedIn.
I'm going to put this at based.
Someone has to explain
Because
this.
I applaud mental health transparency. When I took mental health leave, I was literally doing the outpatient program at El Camino Hospitals, fucking sitting there 6 hours a day. Didn't tell anybody because I was ashamed. I told everyone I was on vacation.
Okay.
So I want to advocate for people being public about it. But it's not homie-jomi because it depends how they do it. You can't self-martyr yourself. I think it's good to share and I applaud that, but do it in the right way.
Well,
right?
I also made a mental health leave
You did.
post.
Great. Okay,
But
so do you
I
hate
kind of
yourself?
find myself cringy. So
So you thought it was cringe?
So you thought it was cringe.
I don't know. I think they're harmless.
I think it's based.
That's too based.
Okay,
I think it's
based.
based.
You
Like,
win.
Yay for vulnerability.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm a little bitch. Yeah, yeah. Let's just move on.
I think Chloe's post was cringe, but generally,
How dare you?
Oh, so
You
generally,
edited that
so generally you think it's fine. It's just Chloe's was cringe.
you peer reviewed my post.
I probably did.
So you're calling yourself cringe as well.
I approve all of your
You're
LinkedIn
implicated
posts.
in all of this.
I'm a PR guy.
Okay, anyway,
You
let's
might-
move on. Koolaid drinkers.
I think invited to pickleball.
Whoa.
What?
This is where I'm a little different from you too, as a founder.
Oh,
you have to
that's true.
drink the Kool-Aid a little bit,
I don't know.
but you have to be aware. I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid. I know it's Kool-Aid, meaning that I know it cannot work.
But these are not aware Kool-Aid drinkers.
Oh, you didn't say it was
Oh, you didn't say it.
unaware Kool-Aid drinkers.
These are Kool-Aid drinkers.
You didn't say whether they're aware or not. I'm saying self-aware Kool-Aid drinkers.
My gut said cringe, but I think Eric is
My gut
convincing
said
me.
cringe.
But I think you're right. Like a
Yeah.
little bit of Kool-Aid, like
Can we compromise on harmless?
You know what happens when you don't drink any Kool-Aid?
You're just jaded?
You're just jaded and you think nothing will work. And here's the thing, you're not even wrong.
I
You
don't
will get
think,
the sanctity of
True.
being right every single fucking time and it'll be so goddamn miserable.
I don't think I was a Kool-Aid drinker, nor was I someone who's jaded. I generally liked my role, but I wasn't obsessed with it.
But there's you were definitely imbibing some Kool-Aid.
I think that's
Okay.
good. I think when you do that, like they just like going to work, they're excited.
Yeah,
and
Fine.
even if
there's
you're
I'm a
jaded,
work
you're
friend.
like,
I'm
a
works
work
for
friend.
stone hard.
Well, I just want to say, Jomies, I feel like I'm really winning here.
I think you convinced me.
I'm
I don't have a
convincing
hard-
them a lot to my POVs. This is good. Next one.
Doesn't have a bed frame.
Oh, I've been there.
You are there.
Pip
I
them,
have a bed frame. I just don't have a headboard.
pip them, pip them, pip them.
No.
They're
no.
redeemable. They need to improve their lives.
Yeah, they are redeemable.
Harmless.
Harmful.
How are they harming you? Unless you're trying to go
Because
and
they
sleep on
invite
their
her on a
bed.
date and then they
Yes.
go back to their place and she's like, "You live like this?"
You didn't have to date them.
I
They didn't have to
know.
not have a bed frame.
They could have bought a bed frame.
You would have let somebody that you would want to date not date you because
So actually, I went back to Kevin's place and I was like, wait, you have a pretty nice place. And then it upped his stat.
She didn't want to date me,
I
and then she
didn't want
changed
to-
her mind
and then I
after
saw
she
it's like,
saw.
wow, you
my
have,
bed
like,
you saw
frame.
she
a
has
bed,
you saw
a
she has
TV,
a bed frame.
A desk, a chair.
Granted, my bed frame was from Amazon at the time, but
But he had one. And I was
Damn.
like, oh. And
I,
he was
uh,
like, do you still want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah.
it's low standards out here in that.
Literally,
Yeah.
my co-founder was like, if you ever took anybody back to your place, you're going to think you're a serial killer. Because
I think you do have a serial killer apartment. Yeah.
don't have furniture.
Yes.
No furniture, squat rack.
Lot of work to figure out all these things. Harmless.
Okay, so I think there's the type of people who don't have a bed frame because they can't be bothered by furniture, and I'm like,
That's fine.
pip them. No, get furniture.
Oh,
Live a
wow.
better life. But there's the type of people who don't have a bed frame because they're like super minimal. I don't like owning things.
What if you can't afford a bed frame?
No, these are software engineers
You're in
who
tech.
make like 400K.
Do you think it's ever a designer who doesn't have a bed frame?
They could, but that's your latter category, and that's not what we're talking
What if
about.
they just
We're
had
talking
what
about
if you went
former.
back to a guy's place, go and they just had a sleeping bag?
I would leave.
Is it because you have
Did you
lived
have
a
a
life where you
sleeping
didn't have a-
bag?
No, I'm just saying it's so much better than sleeping bag. That's why it's not like Pip. Like sleeping bag would be like Pip them.
I've never heard of someone with a sleeping bag.
Yeah,
I'm sure they exist.
fine. Cringe.
Move on.
All right,
Next
fine.
is the omakase and niku guy.
Harmless.
I was gonna say work friend invited pickleball, maybe based. I don't.
Such
I would say
expensive
base.
taste.
I would say base.
It's because you eat
so
Chipotle and Kava.
expensive tastes.
that's
Yeah,
that's
I'm
right.
not going out to your fucking
Oh, you say base?
omakase.
I would say based because the people I know in this category have really interesting taste, and they have
Oh my
interesting
God.
takes, and they're fun to talk to.
One of my friends, when
They're
I
fun.
first started Instagram, took me out to omakase. I never had omakase before. I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
And we just sit there. There's no menu. And bring out all these dishes. And then we split the bill. And I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, you own 5 Teslas. I just started here.
Yeah, they should have told you.
Yeah, so
That's kind of me.
Fuck omakase, Chipotle.
I had friends at Twitch, very good friends, who took me to my first omakase, and they were like, "This is how it goes. This is how much it's going to cost."
I like these people.
Invited to pickleball. We can lower him a bit.
Yeah, invite him to pickleball.
Okay.
Judgment to be
Okay, next
determined.
one. The Canadians.
Well, I'm a Canadian, so
The
obviously
ones who went to
based.
Waterloo.
Waterloo.
I literally just met a new friend, Myleen's Mind. She makes amazing content. She went to Waterloo. She's great. It's based. I met her
I like
today.
Waterloo kids.
I like Waterloo kids.
All
But
right,
I will
based.
say as a girl, you can only date one Waterloo person because they all know each other. All the Waterloo guys know each other.
You date a Waterloo guy, Chloe?
I did. And it was over for me. I really fucked up. And like,
Wait, what do you mean you fucked up?
the story for another time.
Wait, no. This is part of the tier list.
Another podcast.
Wait, no,
We have too many to go through.
Wait.
Too many to go
Okay,
through.
high level. The Chat GPT summarized SparkNotes version.
He wasn't the only guy I was seeing at the time. But he thought we were seeing. I know.
You didn't DTR.
We didn't DTR. It was like the second week.
We gotta move on.
Not high level another time.
I will say though that when I first joined Twitch, my team of like 5-6 people,
Yeah.
I was the only American.
I love
Twitch has
Waterloo
so
people.
many
I think they're
Canadians.
lovely.
Half of
Waterloo people work
Yeah,
hard.
the Canadians are great. The Canadians in tech are
And
great.
Chloe, by the way, I just want to say, I'm not letting this go. I'm on your side. 2 weeks, no DTR.
Thank
It's
you.
understandable.
Thank you.
Also, it's
but I
crazy.
did do wrong stuff. Like, I'm not good.
It's also crazy when you're like kind of a new grad, you're 2 years into working, and then a Waterloo new grad joins and he's older than you.
I know.
That's crazy.
Okay, next. Probably working a second job.
Harmless. As long as it's not getting in their way of their first job, I don't see it as a positive or a negative. I'm just like, all right, you do you.
How often do you think it doesn't affect the first job though?
It could. Like, if someone's really good and like taking a job that's beneath them and their capabilities.
Sorry, specifically another tech job, a full-time tech job at the same time.
Look, if people can make it work and I don't notice, fine, harmless.
I also generally think harmless in principle. I don't know how often they're actually like not. We have a friend who like wrote up a whole doc for a persona they want to craft. We have a friend who worked 2 jobs. We have another friend who worked like
5 or 6 PM jobs.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I see, but then I'd be like, if they're actually doing a good job, fine. And if they're not doing a good job, then obviously action should be taken. But then it's on the employers for not realizing.
I personally would never want to work with people like that. But as a friend, I'm like, go you.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
Get that bag.
Yeah.
If you can swing it, do
Okay,
it.
I'm down with harmless.
No, yeah, harmless. is good.
What's the next one?
Still uses Firefox.
I threw this one in there.
I have nothing to say.
I would say like work friend.
Based.
That's
Why?
Based.
Why are you based? Is
Because
it you don't want to?
Firefox is lit. I used to
Yeah.
use Chrome. Now I use Firefox. I have
You
one friend.
are that person that
I
uses
am that
Firefox.
you're
person.
calling yourself based.
Because there's some techies who are like super
Yeah.
particular about what phone they use, what browser
see,
they
that's
use.
the reason why I said work friend is like Firefox is not the default. So you have to be consciously choosing it, which indicates a degree of like sophistication and taste.
Okay.
You know what's the high impact like
Oh, the high expectation
the high
customer.
expectation customer? If you use Firefox, you're a high expectation customer.
I agree. You're a high expectation customer with Firefox. Also, I just want to say, as
HXC?
someone who plays a lot of Super Smash Brothers Melee, that is the name of the signature move of one of the best characters in the game.
Which character?
Fox.
I see.
Because he
It's
sets
uppy.
himself on fire.
I see.
Hiya!
Firefox.
Okay, next
Let's
one.
put a little animation here. Firefox.
The techie who's always snowboarding.
I don't snowboard, and so I'm jealous if you can snowboard, so cringe.
Oh,
And it's just because I'm insecure. Just to be clear, this is my own insecurity because I just like don't know how to snowboard. So I'm
I
just
was gonna say
I'm jealous of
invited
you, so
pickleball.
you're cringe.
I was gonna say invited pickleball. I like the people who go snowboarding.
Yeah, I think they're kind
I
of
mean,
cool.
I'm
They're
fine with
cool.
this. I'm just being insecure.
They travel.
Yeah,
if you
they're
snowboard
like,
over ski, like
This is
you're just
all-
a little
this is-
cooler.
This is always. That's a
So, like
lot
during
of
the
snowboarding.
season, I guess.
It's a lot of
Right,
snowboarding.
like during the winter season.
I would say work friend.
Sure, we're
Because
Sure.
like we have no hobbies that are
I like
similar.
them. I used to snowboard.
I
just
wouldn't.
haven't
I'd be
since-
like, that's so cool. Good for you.
I would just be like, oh, like, are you orthodox or goofy footed? That's like all I know.
What does that even mean?
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, see?
you know more than her.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's how you stand on the board. There's like the classic way most people do it.
Wait,
and
sorry.
there's
I actually don't care, so we can move on.
the goofy way. Damn, Chloe.
Goofy is right foot forward.
Yeah. All right. Next, engineers that think you're flirting with them.
This is very Chloe coded. This one.
I would say cringe. No, pick them. No jail. No jail. Yeah, jail.
I am aligned with this because as a man who has never had this problem
Yeah.
before, I don't get to have the privilege
Like,
to decide what to do.
I guess
about
it's not
this.
specific to engineers, but just male coworkers who think I'm flirting with them because I'm smiling and asking about.
Yeah, I mean,
work.
Chloe, I think you are totally entitled to put this in jail. I can say I've confidently never had that problem before where someone thought I was
How about
flirting
you?
with
Have
them.
you had this problem before?
No.
Are you sure someone hasn't hit on you before? You've gone to a mentor.
I've had people hit on me, but I've never had a case where they thought I was flirting with them and I wasn't.
Okay.
Because
I've
either
gotten it.
I
I've
was
gotten
not
it.
flirting with them and they didn't think I was flirting with them, or I was flirting with them and they thought I was flirting with them, but they weren't interested.
There's too many scenarios
I think
here.
this is for you, and you get to pick jail.
Yeah,
and if
you get
to pick
jail,
jail.
Sends long message at 5 p.m. on a Friday in Slack.
In Slack? I mean, they don't have to read Slack, so it's fine, right? Because they can just read it on Monday or
Oh,
whatever.
so you think harmless?
Not harmless.
I don't think this is a person. I don't
I've
know
done
anyone
this.
who
Also,
consistently.
literally
people do this once.
As
but
a
it's not
product
a
manager
person who
at
does
Meta,
this.
we literally do this. Like at the end of every week, you're supposed to put like a recap. A lot of people like it comes out late on Friday because we're busy.
Sorry, clarification. This is a DM.
I mean, still, I'm like, people do this. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Unless they're like, if they're like fucking texting you, fine. But like, this is Slack. Just turn Slack off.
So once upon a time, I had an EM do this at 5 p.m. or maybe 6 or 7 p.m. and I cried for 2 hours after. And then I called my manager at 7 p.m. and I was like,
Well, were they asking
But,
things
like,
they
long
expected to
message?
reply like right away?
It was like feedback.
it was feedback.
That's different. If they're just dumping feedback on you via, first of all, feedback should not be shared via a long Slack diatribe.
That's what I think too.
That should have been a conversation. I'm so with you. That's not what this says. That's just saying just long messages in general.
That
I'm
was
like,
my
fine.
intention writing this square.
Fine. Based on your intention, jail.
Based on your intention.
If you're
Jail.
if you're
Jail.
leaving a long feedback message written over Slack,
Yeah.
5 p.m. on a Friday, that's jail.
The next, dual monitor, mechanical keyboard, ergo desk and chair setup.
Harmless.
This is like every engineer.
I think they're based.
Why?
I love a good desk setup.
Okay.
I love seeing their setups. I think if you have like nothing, you're a psychopath. You're a serial killer.
I literally don't have anything. And work
Psychopath.
You're
out
saying
of my
every
bed.
Serial
engineer is
killer.
based, right? Like engineers care so much about their setup
I think it's cool. Like I really want to see more. Like it defines what you like.
because you can add personality to like what
Yeah.
kind of keyboard you have.
Yeah, I
stuff.
think it's cool. I like it. It's a flair.
These
It's
are literally all just our personal biases coming out.
That's what this is. That's
I
the
know.
point.
I'm like,
I
whatever.
like it.
Look, I'm fine with base because I'm that guy.
Sure,
So,
fine. Put it in based.
Yes.
The type that posts on Blind.
I know a lot of people who post in Blind are really mean to you, Chloe.
Yeah, so I'm saying jail. I'm saying people who post on Blind are jail. Go to jail.
I'm fine with this because I'm thinking of the mean people.
I think it's jail.
I think generally
I mean,
people
maybe
on Blind
pip
suck.
them.
No, what? No, jail. Straight to jail.
People on Blind have been fucking savage to you, like hate comments.
Yeah. Not even just me, like just anyone they would want to just hate, even if it's like an exec after an all hands. I'm just like, dude, that kind of negative energy
They're
you
always
don't need.
Either talking about like compensation and then they complain that they're not getting enough compensation, or like they're
Or
talking
the
about, like,
execs.
Yeah, like don't get me
toxicity.
wrong. Like I do think there's value in like having an
the idea of it
anonymous
in itself is not
space,
inherently toxic.
but often the posts end up being very toxic.
Yeah, the context of Blind
Yeah.
is just really toxic. Says they're poor but makes 6 figures.
harmless.
Cringe.
Cringe.
You're literally not poor by definition.
Yeah, you're not poor.
San Francisco's expensive.
But you're not poor.
You might have student debt.
But you can't say like you're poor.
Like literally, there are people who make like $30,000 a year. You have someone making like $500,000, and they're like, "I'm poor."
I
But,
can't
like,
respect
that
it.
can just be a financial mindset that you need to get over. But like,
That's
I don't
why they're
think you're-
cringe.
I don't think you're harming anyone.
You're
Yeah,
harming me.
you're
You're
harming people
harming-
who make less than 6 figures
Correct.
and are struggling
sure.
to literally
Imagine
pay
me,
for things.
Little 50, 60K
yeah,
employee and seeing
and
new
some
grads.
500K motherfucker.
Yeah,
So then
and they're
how
like,
do you feel
sorry,
poor?
blah,
You can feel
I-
poor, but they can also feel poor.
No, but it also distorts
but then
economic policy because then, like, oh, you know, like I'm poor. Like, oh, what do you mean this policy is for? Like, I'm poor and I don't need this, so they don't need this either. It's just factually not true. If you make 6 figures, you're not poor.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Plus one.
we overrule you. This is
It's
cringe.
fine. It's fine.
Really, really into coffee. I mean, like harmless, kind of weird, but I guess harmless. Like,
It's 'cause
why?
you don't drink coffee.
I just don't understand. Like, it's
true.
beverage things like
The-
boba, coffee. Like, why do you care so much?
This
Like,
doesn't work
okay,
for
It's because
Fine.
Eric doesn't eat or
This doesn't
drink
work for
anything.
No, I just be healthy. I'm just like, fine. I guess you're really into
I
coffee.
think,
Like, cool.
Coffee is more of a hobby than boba though, because you can make your own coffee.
Yeah.
There's like layers to it. You can get really into
Yeah,
it.
harmless. You know,
And I
I don't care.
I think anyone who has that sort of passion into anything is like by default kind of cool.
Like
Into a
imagine
niche
if you
hobby.
have a techie who has no
Mm.
passions versus a techie with coffee passion.
Everyone has a passion in something. That
Dude,
passion.
I don't know
Some
about
that,
that.
that
I don't
passion.
know
watch
about that.
Netflix.
That passion. That's a passion for Netflix.
Yeah, but then they don't talk about it.
That's a passion for not talking.
And I despise those people. And
Yeah,
it's like, it's
but
talking
we're not,
about, it's
we're not
watching
talking
paint
about that.
dry.
We're putting really, really into coffee. You guys are just like, oh, I love they have a passion period. Like, passion's good.
The bar is pretty low. You haven't been an SF in a while.
Like,
You haven't lived the SF life.
they're harmless. Like, I'm not going to be friends with them, but like, sure, great, I guess. I love you and your
Work
coffee
friend,
thing.
work friend.
Work friend.
Fine, I'm saying harmless, but whatever.
Okay. Staff engineer who has no filter.
Is no filter just a nice way of saying they're like misogynistic?
And blunt.
I would not
like,
say
politically
misogynistic, but I would say this doc fucking sucks.
Oh, that's different. So they just curse.
They not only curse, but
I curse.
they give like they're really straightforward and
Oh,
blunt.
so like
Blunt.
quote unquote blunt feedback.
Yeah, and then it's if you get scared to ask them more questions, and they would literally
Okay.
say like, "That's a stupid question."
Oh, okay. If they say that's a stupid question, jail.
But they're always right.
Cringe.
Still jail. That's the classic archetype of like the asshole genius.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
Like,
the asshole genius.
You think as a company you need the asshole geniuses, and look, there are cases where it works. Steve Jobs, by many accounts, was an asshole genius.
True.
Absolutely. And a lot of people say Elon Musk is an asshole genius as well.
That's
The reason
true.
why I put this in jail, I'm just using this as a way to share a message. There's so many ways to run a successful company. There are many asshole geniuses that have made it work. There's so many people who are not assholes who have made it work as
Correct.
well. And so I think sometimes as a society, we think you need to be an asshole genius to run a successful company. And that's just not true. So I guess I'm putting it in jail symbolically to overcorrect.
Wow.
I like the message.
But you disagree with something else
Dude,
about me, Kevin?
sometimes that staff engineer is literally the only person holding it all together.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
All right, let's move it up to what? Cringe?
I would
Pip
say
them.
pip them
Pip them.
because they
Yeah.
can offer value, but they just need to change the way they communicate, which is why they're on a pip.
Fine.
I was
fine.
going to say cringe, but you convinced me to lower it down to pip.
I was gonna say jail, but you convinced me to pip them. Gets into the office at 7 a.m.
I mean, harmless. Like, I'm not going to be friends with them, but good for you.
Yeah, harmless.
Yeah, harmless.
Are we all late night? I mean, we were literally filming this like 11 p.m.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, oh, you get up at 7 a.m.? Like, cool.
No. Gets to the office by 7 a.m.
That's crazy.
You know, I used to be that person once upon a time. I
What
would take the
changed?
6:05 a.m.
What
shuttle
broke
to
you?
Facebook. I think the pandemic, maybe. I stopped when I was at Facebook. Yeah.
There are literally studies showing that people have natural chromotypes based on their biology. Like, you can be an owl who activates better at night, or you can be a lark, which is in the early morning. It's like somewhat genetically determined.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, a lot of people like me, we operate late at night.
Right.
I can't do the 7 a.m. shit. I
can
mean, I'll
do
do it for one-off calls.
I
Good for them,
respect
though.
that, though. I respect the morning people. It's the dream I've always
Yeah.
had.
I think you're a weirdo, but like, it's cool.
Thanks. Okay,
I
VCs.
feel like I'm not allowed to talk about this one, guys. I have a lot of VC investors, so
I would
So they're homies
say-
for you.
I think there's so much range in the VC category. So if you're like a VC who is too networky and really annoying and always asking for favors, then I would say probably cringe or
yeah.
pip.
I mean, I think that's the right point. The spectrum.
Yeah,
VCs are
there's a
human.
huge spectrum.
VCs are human beings, and just like any other categorization, human beings are great ones and not great ones. I think the great ones are homie jomi because you need someone who's on your
Yeah.
board and supports what you're doing. But the bad ones can destroy your company.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I would say if you are going to work with VCs, it's worth taking less money at lower valuations if you get to work with somebody who's really good. And
Mhm.
that's what we've done.
I think it should be work friend.
Okay.
Between work friend and invited pickle because they have a networking element to them.
I don't know VCs. I think work friend makes sense.
We only have a couple in invited to pickle, so we can put them there.
The next is the low-key
What is-
nepo baby.
What does low key mean?
Like you don't know that they're a nepo baby, but then you find out like 6 months later.
that's fine. Like if they're not like bragging about it, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, they're not bragging
Yeah,
about
work
it.
friend.
Oh, if you literally couldn't even tell,
You
then
couldn't
I would
tell.
say-
Yeah, work
But
friend.
then
at
it
least.
somehow like slips randomly. And,
Yeah,
like,
but they're
the
but they're
CEO's
not
like, oh yeah,
they're
see, I'm
not, like,
seeing your dad this
jerking
weekend.
off about it, right? Like
No,
so
they're
it's-
not. They're
yeah,
not
so
jerking
it's
off.
fine. Like I'm sure there's some people who are like, oh, like fuck nepo boost. I'm like, they couldn't control it. Like if they're not
true.
like,
it's not their
It's true.
fault.
yeah, if they're not like shitting on
true.
you, then like, yeah, work friend.
I would say work friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Work friend. White Tesla drivers.
I really hope you're applying the modifier to the word Tesla.
Oh yes, it is. Just
Great.
Just
Cringe.
the car. The color of the car is white,
Great. Just making sure you're not
and it's a
canceling
model.
yourself here.
It's a model.
Y or 3?
Yeah, Model Y or Model 3 white car.
I literally know nothing about Teslas as someone who Ubers everywhere, so harmless. This is
Cringe.
like the same thing with
Cringe.
coffee and boba.
I think it's cringe
I have
Cringe.
no point of reference
it's
here.
cringe.
Why are they cringe?
because it's a bad car.
Why is it bad car? Why are you cringe if you drive a bad
You
car?
used to like a white Tesla.
I know. I used to be that
The
person.
white is the default color.
It's like you're a basic boy.
What's wrong
my
with
friend.
that?
My friend told me
I would
that
probably get white.
white Teslas get into accidents more often than any other Tesla.
Yeah,
and I was
because
like,
they're
that
just
kind of makes sense.
if they're
Wait,
the
why?
statistically
The
most
type
because
of
the
person.
statistically most common car, then duh.
Or I like percentage wise. I don't know. Anyway, Teslas these days cringe. I see a
Cringe.
Tesla on the road, and I'm like cringe.
Really?
course.
And
They're
it's not
a
even
Tesla
their fault.
driver.
It's purely Elon Musk's
I mean, I
fault.
don't care about that, honestly. I just don't love Teslas because I get very car sick. And when I'm seated as a passenger in one, the herky-jerky electric motion, I was just fucks me up.
I don't like the Teslas cars.
But like, I don't have any issues with the color
I'm just a
for the
Tesla
cars.
hater.
I'm a Tesla hater.
All right, whatever. You guys overrule me.
Okay, the PM turned startup founder.
I mean, like, obviously, this is me.
You're the homie.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't have anything against you. I don't have anything.
Okay, I'll say this. A lot of people think that being a PM is like being a mini CEO. That's not true. You're actually a servant. You can be potentially strategic in the vision that you set forth, but you need to be a servant in terms of the respect with which you help everybody and how you see your value relative to theirs, because you can't do anything as a PM without your team.
Yeah, I would say being a PM is like you have all the responsibility but none of the power.
Correct.
And like,
that's why you have
it
to lead via
sucks.
influence.
Ew.
Not authority. Influence, not authority. That's what they always say. Which
There's
is
like a whole course at Google on influencing without authority.
Well, I mean, that's like the classic description of what a PM does, right? It's like, do people just...
And consultants.
For those of you who don't realize, I was a consultant as well. These are all similar things. There actually was a mini seminar I once took where they talked about leadership, because there's similarities too with like, why do you follow a leader? It's like 2-3 ways. Number one is just positional authority. Like they can fire you, the hierarchy.
Correct.
Number two is knowledge based. They just know something you don't know, or something you know something they don't know. So of course they're going to listen to you. Those are all valid, but I think the third and most valuable one, which also applies to influencing without authority, it's called like referent leadership, is they follow you because they like you and they want to be more like you. And I think good PMs are able to do that as well. So long story short, I don't have strong feelings on like where it lands.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys putting it homie, Jomi, because that's what I am.
I generally like all of my PM turned startup founder friends. I don't think I have one that I dislike. The next one is HR, just HR.
Cringe.
I mean, HR is to protect the company.
Yeah, that's the secret. HR is to
Not
protect
you.
the company.
It's like an open secret now.
HR, like if you're an individual in HR, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
not your fault.
the job itself is just lends itself to not caring about the actual worker, right?
Yeah,
When
it's
you
like cringe.
report
I will say,
something,
I think it's a very hard job.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's a
it
really
is.
hard job.
But like, you know, like ACAB.
Wow, we're getting really
Oh.
political
It's like that,
here.
but for like HR.
Whoa.
You know, because like they care about the company. When you submit someone for like a case, right?
Damn, you really
The
hate
first
HR,
result
Kevin.
is the first response is like, how do we protect the company?
I would put HR in harmless.
I would say HR generally is also cringe. I have
I'm-
been on the other side.
I'm overruled.
Where
I
HR is
don't have
against
I don't have strong feelings. Everyone's just trying to do a job. There's a reason why HR departments
once told
exist.
me to stop posting because people would think I wasn't working as much.
Well, that's that person's fault.
And then I also have a lot of policy issues that I run into.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
mean,
just like,
hey, you guys can put it in cringe. It's
I
fine.
think the people are fine.
people are fine.
individually.
Next is the diversity hire. All right, I'm just going to go out and say this is a homie.
I don't know what to add there.
I think it's funny and I think that they're great and I don't think it's a real thing. And I think that anyone who thinks that they're the diversity hire are just like cool people.
The reason why I hesitated is I agree with that ethos. I don't like the framing itself of diversity hire.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
it
like the framing.
implies that you were brought on for nothing other than what you contribute from a diversity statistics POV, when in fact, many diversity hires, quote unquote, it's an attempt to correct tendencies where we miss out on really good perspectives.
Yeah. Also,
because of the existing power structures.
Also, everywhere I've ever worked, there was never like we need to fill a quota. We just make sure the candidate slate is recruited properly.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if they hit the bar, then they hit the bar.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're finding the best talent.
Correct. And when they join, they are incredible.
Yeah.
Because they've gone through the trials and tribulations of a system against them. And I am a fan.
It's usually like a funneling in problem.
Yeah, it's a funnel problem.
I feel like people will probably disagree with us in the comments on this one, but
I think it's fine.
I'm supportive.
I was saying my team needs a diversity hire because we're all like male engineers and it's not great.
I've seen it.
It's very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. He works on Valorant.
I mean, gaming, right? Like it's
Yeah.
tough.
Next one. LinkedIn influencers.
I mean, Chloe and I
Jail.
are literally officially appointed by LinkedIn as top voice influencers. We are literally both LinkedIn influencers.
I would say cringe, but not jail. I'm doing
kidding.
for
Chloe,
the good.
you literally have like 200,000 followers on
I'm
LinkedIn.
100,000.
I'm only saying jail because I want to throw Chloe in jail. It's kind of cringe.
You know what?
I think it's a little cringe.
I'm okay with it being cringe, and I say this as like a mini LinkedIn influencer myself, and here's why. I think the best people posting on LinkedIn are just ones sharing thoughts and posts from their actual journey and whatever the fuck they're actually doing, versus people who just do full-time jobs then it becomes a point of like, what are you even influencing about?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's cringe. And I hope to do better. The next is startup CEO who keeps pivoting.
We've done this. Like, I think every startup just pivots a lot. I think it's inevitable.
Sorry,
So,
can I clarify what this is? When I
yeah,
wrote
sure.
it? It's the startup CEO who keeps pivoting, but like it gets to a point where you're not really sure what they're doing, and you don't even keep track anymore.
Oh, I still hold by what I said.
I still say it's harmless.
Yeah, like there's so many pivots early stage. If you're not pivoting, that's actually even worse.
It's just hard, right? It's hard.
I would just say harmless because it's neutral. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the pivoting is inevitable. That's literally what a startup is. And it could be great. It could be terrible. We don't know. So just harmless.
Fine.
And maybe they truly
Fine.
don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
even then it's like
It's a startup.
tough.
It's okay. Okay, it's harmless. It's harmless. It's okay. We can move on. We can move on. I won't judge. I'm not. I don't have skin in the game.
Next one, extreme biohacker.
I actually don't know these.
Yeah, these are like people put like magnets in their head.
Whoa.
Oh, I was thinking like skincare. Like,
Well, I was
Wow.
thinking like supplements.
There are literally people who insert mechanical electrical devices into their skin.
Oh, Albert
have a
has a credit card chip
yeah.
Yeah.
You just go like this.
See,
No.
that's biohacking.
in
Or
his
like
wrist.
what I said, I once read an article like 10 years ago from Wired about a guy who put a magnet in his arm, and he was like, I've unlocked a sixth sense because now he can feel magnetic fields.
That's a lot, dude.
How does he go through like a metal detector at like the airport?
I think he just explains to them, which, like, if you're at that point of dedication, this has been a minor inconvenience.
I was gonna say harmless.
I would say harmless because, like, on the one hand, it's kind of scary. On the other hand, I appreciate you're trying to, like, progress humanity.
I was gonna say based. Like,
Oh.
you're knowledgeable about something, teach me.
Ooh.
But
Well-
I was also coming from like skincare.
There's also, like, to be clear, like, Neuralink, people inserting chips into their brains. Also, there's that founder entrepreneur Brian Johnson, who I've mentioned to you in a previous podcast. I visited him. He's trying to like live forever and do things. So I'm okay increasing it as well above harmless because like these
Okay.
are theoretically good things.
You know what? I would never do it myself, and I think we need people to try.
I feel like we have different visions on what biohacking
Yeah, I
is.
love how Kevin, you keep saying skincare.
But I like the
Am I-
knowledgeable
How is
aspect.
skincare
Is that not
biohacking?
biohacking?
Skincare so basic. Care about your skin. Put on sunscreen.
I would say most guys are not like the two of you when you guys both care about your skin as deeply.
All right, gents, you know,
All right, work friend.
if me
Work
telling you that putting sunscreen on yourself is biohacking yourself and that makes you do it
Work
more, sure.
friend. The next is new grads.
Invited to pickleball.
work friend.
Work friend.
Yeah, like positive. Like we're all new grads once. We're just trying to fucking learn shit, you know?
Yeah, but I don't really want to hang out with them outside of work
Not
at this
yet.
point.
Damn, cool.
Not until like they
Like,
develop
if
their
they're under 23,
Sure.
I'm done. Like, we're not.
That's not because they're new grads. It's just because we're just old and tired.
Yeah, I can't keep up with the energy.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm just
I
tired.
think I just
that's
can't.
that's not on
I
them.
can't hold a proper
That's
conversation.
that's on us.
It is on us.
Yeah,
And we are
but
here.
this is our tier list.
Yeah, this is our tier list.
Fine. I mean, as long as it's positive. Next one.
Forbes 30 under 30 listers.
Okay, so this one I have a personal thing on because I, for a long time, wanted it. And then my co-founder got it and I was a few months too old. And here's what I'll say. I think it's harmless. Because many of the Forbes 30 under 30 listers, no, not everyone like did it through nepotism and like was paid. Like my co-founder got it. Like we weren't even nominated. They just reached out. A lot of people, they just reach out. And I'll also say there are a lot of weird ass fraudsters and hustlers on Forbes 30 under 30 that I
There
personally
are.
know about because it's so easy to game because the people in Forbes don't have any real clue who's actually legitimate and who's not. And so it's this really weird mix of people who are like legitimately doing cool things and they don't even care about being on Forbes, and a bunch of hustlers who've manipulated their way onto it. And so like I average this out to say harmless.
Yeah.
I think I agree with.
I
pretty much
would say
everything.
half the list are like, what the hell are you? Why are you on this list? Like, you paid for it. And the other half is, or I guess a quarter is like, oh, you definitely deserve this. And a quarter is like, you hustled your way into this.
Yeah, and I'm just like harmless.
I mean, as a resident Forbes 30 under 30, which one are you?
Yeah, Chloe. For this,
Which one are you?
It's
Categorize yourself.
literally Forbes 30 under 30.
I think it was between harmless and cringe. Because I've had so many bad experiences with Forbes 30 people, but maybe because all the good ones like don't come out.
Yeah, but it's an easy way of, for those
Yeah.
who don't know, of indicating, hey, like, can you at least care about me?
Yeah.
Which is never like a bad thing.
I think there's also Forbes 30 people who make it a point for people to put it on like their Instagram bios.
Yeah.
And then there are people who like, I don't really care. Like, yeah, I got it.
I feel like in business, it still gets clout.
Only in certain circles. Some of the circles I am in, like, people don't give a fuck.
Mm.
But like, probably like if we went to like Creator Pickleball, people would probably care
Maybe.
because there's just different levels of awareness and such. So
Okay.
anyways, I'm going with harmless, not because it's actually harmless, but basically there are a lot of people there who are great and there are a lot of people there who suck.
Net harmless.
Split the difference.
Yeah,
Net
but it's like very
harmless.
polarized. This is like a bimodal distribution.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What's next?
hi with no follow-up. This is the guy who messages you, hi.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. Jail.
Oh, I thought I was going to have to convince Eric.
No.
It's jail.
It's so
No,
jail.
It's
right?
jail.
No, also like not even a work context. People do this to me via DMs all the time. They'll like
it's-
DM me and they'll say like hi. And then I'll look at it and be like, the fuck you want to
Yeah.
say? You know what's even worse? People leave me voice memos. Unless you're a close friend or like a business contact. Wait, you're literally close friends.
Yeah.
So like it's fine. If you're a close friend or your business contact, like fine. If you're neither of those and people do this to me, I'm like, I don't have the time to sit here and listen to it. iMessage does not have a feature that lets me speed this up or see your transcript. I just
True.
literally won't reply.
So it saves you a whole message if you just say, hi, I need blank, or hi, I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah,
to
no, this
blank.
is jail.
Like, it saves
I
a
think-
whole
I think,
response. back
Chloe,
and
you
forth.
agree, jail.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
and-
Let's.
There's a website, nohello.com, that explains all of this. I love that website.
Yeah, I would say that like people who say low are jail, but I also see people who like literally list nohello.com in their bio. I would also say it's a little questionable.
No, that's based. It's so based.
I don't know.
Okay. The next is the Slack shit poster.
What is that?
There's always like a shit posting channel where it's just like memes, basically.
Why? Oh,
And some people are
okay.
in there way too much.
I have no interest.
I
I'm
think they're a work friend.
like Slack is work.
I think they're funny.
Like
I
I just
think
want to
they're
I just
based.
want to go home. Like
I think they're based. If you're just memeing in a work chat like all the time,
I'm like I'm
go
like,
you.
I'm like harmless.
the middle's work friend.
Work friend.
I'm using my one time. I love the shit posters. I never posted them myself. I always
What
read
if
it.
I use my one time to put it to
No,
jail?
no,
Just
you
to
can't, you
fuck
can't,
it
you
one
can't
time,
do
I
that.
one time.
Okay,
I
fine.
love them. I love them. They're great.
The
Keep going.
next RPMs.
For those of you who don't know, Facebook's introductory program to become a new product manager is called the Rotational Product Manager Program. And it's meant as an introduction because usually PMs come in with experience. I was an RPM.
Yeah. You know
So
they're
what's
making
your
them contractors now. They're not full-time employees.
Really?
That's kind of whack.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
That's wacky.
What's your take on RPMs?
Work friend. And I say this, my RPM class is just like a group of like interesting people. I'm not necessarily like super close to them, but they're generally like nice, fine people. Simply like to be a product manager, you like need to know how to talk to human beings because it's a part of your job. And so if you're being selected for like an invitational product manager program, there's a base level of charisma and communication you have where you're probably not a giant and communicative douchebag. And so just for those reasons alone, you're a work friend.
Okay. I don't have much thoughts.
I don't really know them
I think
either.
they're great.
Interns. Chloe's intern is literally sitting off to the side helping us put together this list. So thank you.
I think interns are invited to pickleball.
I think interns are fun.
I think based.
Wait,
well.
why?
If you've made the decision to bring on an intern, then presumably they're helping you.
Like tech interns.
This is for tech.
Yeah, this is
Well,
people in tech.
yeah, still based. Like they're usually fun and still have like idealistic life in their eyes
It's
Well,
kind
why
of
do we-
cute. They're cute.
How are they above new grads?
because they're not here full time.
Yeah, they're
That's
like they're
true.
gone.
You don't. That's true. There's a
you-
limit.
It makes it
Yeah.
more special.
If they suck, then you know that like, oh, I only have to put up with them until
Yeah.
this day.
That's not the take I was going for, but I'm glad we'll just put it on based for a while.
Okay, okay.
I like interns.
Boot
I
camp,
like interns.
boot camp engineer.
I think based.
What even is a boot camp engineer?
So engineers that don't come from 4-year universities,
Oh.
but they come from boot camps.
I get it from coding boot camps.
And I say this because usually people go to boot camps or people with different backgrounds. So they've gone through like worse jobs.
yeah, I respect this.
They have a holistic
yeah, based
experiences.
it is.
They're based.
Yeah, they worked
Okay.
hard to get
Okay.
to where they are.
Base might be a little high, but that's fine.
Kevin, the only engineer here
As a
literally
4-year
is like,
University of Michigan graduate.
I love how the actual engineer here is like, yeah, I don't know, guys.
Sometimes they don't know something, and I'm like,
I know, but they try really hard.
Oh, I know.
Chloe, you literally interrupted. You were like, yeah, so?
Yeah, they try really hard.
I like them.
I like them.
I don't know if they're based.
I think
but
they did a hard thing.
that's true. That's true.
They
Changing
did
your
a hard ass
career
thing.
and all that. Like, go
Yeah.
you.
Okay, the only promo projects. Only do projects that get you promoted.
Oh, obviously jail.
Yeah.
Like that destroys a company.
think-
Somebody who's like only doing shit for their own self-advancement, obviously there's gonna be elements
Isn't
of
that
that.
just like all your meta code?
But if that's like all they do, that is
Yeah, that's all
bad
they do.
for the
Only
company.
promo
And that's not even
projects.
someone you want to work with because they'll stab you in the back.
I think it's harmless.
No,
actually, because
definitely negative.
Yeah, I don't like these people at all.
Definitely negative. If you want a coworker who actually does shit because they think it's the right thing to do, or they want to help you out, not just to get promoted. At best, pip them.
Oh, I think they're cringe.
I think if they're looking out for themselves, like they want that bag, like they want to move their career forward.
Sure,
and they don't care about
sometimes,
the company,
totally. But
like,
if they're always like this, so exhausting.
I guess so. It is a very ladder.
Yeah,
I mean,
pip 'em.
Okay,
I mean, it's the
but
same
the
as a
next
ladder
one is
climber.
ladder
It's the same.
climbers.
They're one and the same.
All right, ladder climbers.
I think
think
they're one and the same as only promo
I think it's
projects.
different. Only promo projects implies only, which is like, Chloe, your face.
But ladder climber is life.
No, ladder climber is like, oh, someone who wants to get promoted. Yeah, most of us want to get promoted. Why is that bad?
Yeah,
There are
that's the
people who
only
want to get
promo projects.
promoted, but they're not ladder climbers. Like you wouldn't say, "Oh, that
Someone who wants
person's
to
a
get
ladder
promoted
climber."
is literally a ladder climber. They're
Only
climbing the
promo
ladder.
projects is just the IC version of a ladder climber, which is like the manager version.
No, you wrote only promo projects. Like that's all they're doing. Ladder climbers, like it's a
Yeah,
little
I
more
don't know how
holistic.
to-
Okay, what if I wrote only ladder climbers?
Yeah, then I'd be like, yeah, jail. But you didn't. So we're gonna put that in maybe cringe.
Yeah, sure. They're cringe.
Sure.
They're
sure.
generally
Sure.
yeah. Okay, brings their dog to the office.
Like your dog right there.
buddy, you're coming to the office.
I
say
wish I could
based.
bring dogs to the office at
Based.
Riot.
Based.
I
Like,
love them.
Generally
Love them.
great. Sometimes gets in the way of work. So based.
Twitch had a
Yeah.
corgi. It was amazing.
And I love how sometimes they like put a balloon on the dog and the dog walks around and you see where the dog is because you see the balloon. The next one is the person who's always like, you want to go rock climbing and they go 3 times a week.
Like harmless.
Invited to pickleball.
I would bump them up to work friend. It could be fun.
I like them. If they like go rock climbing, they're social.
Yeah.
They're healthy.
As long as they're not
they have
pushy.
goals.
As long as they're not pushy about it, then work friend.
I would say no, but they're cool.
Okay.
I feel like no, respectfully no.
Actually, I've asked you to go rock climbing.
I would not go rock climbing.
Yeah.
Invited to
I mean,
pickleball.
obviously you said no.
Correct.
Share the hobbies.
But I think they're nice people.
I think the difference is that I would say yes when they ask me, which means I am hanging out with them outside of work.
Okay, the next one.
This is
You have to
obviously
explain
from you,
this one.
Chloe.
I have to explain this one.
I know
This
what it
is the
yeah.
person who works in tech who makes content and they go like this. Tech jobs that make 6 figures. And it's like data scientist, network engineer, full stack engineer. Like that. That's
That
the
was
one.
pretty good impression, Chloe.
That's
Have you-
very
have you-
specific.
And
have
it's like
you-
5
have you made
seconds.
one?
I've not met them in
So
person.
I knew exactly what that was because I've seen this as well.
They're not the vloggers. They're not like doing for the creative.
But they're sharing information. So I would say if the information is correct, harmless to work friend. If the information is flawed, jail. Or if they're plagiarizing, jail.
I think it's cringe. It's like definitely cringe.
Let's,
think-
let's put it harmless.
There are people I've met who do this because they know it gets views. And I think that's cringe.
I think that's cringe.
And I've definitely done shit like this because they knew it'd get views and that's cringe.
It adds too much noise in our already very noisy digital.
Yeah. And then they hide it behind the guise of, I am trying to give good information out there. But then I think the way that they structure it, it's just like, you could have done this in a different way that wasn't as, oh my God, I hit 100K now. Oh my God, I hit this. If you really want to give good information out there, you wouldn't goal on it as hard as you do. Like you wouldn't goal on following count as much as you are promote or publicizing that part of you.
You know what? Seems like you want to do cringe. I'll
Cringe.
follow both
Cringe.
of your leads.
Okay, host board game nights.
Work friend.
Invited to pickleball.
Yeah, it's like they're taking time to host things as long as they're not like weird about it.
I love board games. Chloe doesn't.
I hate board games.
You don't like board games?
But they're nice.
I
they're
would just
hosts,
say respectfully no.
but
Yeah.
but
So,
they're
like-
still good people.
So work
think they're
friend.
good
Yeah. This falls in the same bucket as rock climbing and gym bro.
Yeah,
It does.
it
Generally,
is.
It
someone
does.
who has hobbies
It
and
is.
inviting things like that's good.
I think
Well,
it's hard to
I'm
invite
hanging out
people.
with them outside of work.
I met my co-founder literally because an engineer on my team invited me to join him for board games.
That's cute.
Yeah, so work
Okay,
friend.
next is weebs.
Harmless. I say this as a weeb who really enjoys anime and manga. Like Jomies, if there's an anime manga you mentioned, I almost certainly know what it is and I've watched a large part of it. I'm putting harmless because this can be a great shared passion we have, or you can be really fucking weird about
I
it.
haven't met really weird people.
There are so many weird people.
I think it can vary from cringe to based. But if
Yes.
you're a weeb in tech,
Tech.
you're generally more often based.
Yeah,
than
I think
cringe.
you're actually
Fine,
based.
fine, work friend. But there are a lot of really weird people sometimes.
I haven't met them.
They're out there. Don't worry.
I think like tech weebs just appreciate a good story that's like not too complicated, like a good time. Shonen has some fun
Okay.
watching it.
I think weebs are based.
Okay,
Tech
next
weebs
one.
are based.
Sold to startups and now quote unquote consults. I mean, again, if they're not obnoxious about it, invite it to pickleball. I probably
Okay,
have
the
a lot to
type
learn
is
from
that
them.
they are obnoxious about it.
Well, if they're like a weird ass hustler,
Yeah, I've got only so many max characters in this little grid, so
then it would definitely be cringe.
Yeah,
So-
and then they like they like tweet about it all the time.
But like, what
and
if
they charge like
but there are a
$2,000 for
lot of
15
people
minutes?
who've legitimately built cool businesses and they sold and they're trying to pass on their knowledge. So I'm like, it depends. It could be based. Work friend.
I think they're harmless.
I think if they like mad tweet about it and it becomes their whole ass brand.
But it's working for them.
Yeah, but like they're doing value. Like if you became a
Right.
consultant, right, on product management stuff and you tweet about it, I wouldn't hate you for it.
But I wouldn't.
That's not harmless. Or fine, we just
You can
disagree.
one-time it.
So
You guys haven't used your one-time.
That's true, man.
so I think it's like work friend, harmless. You think it's cringe. What does Kevin think?
I think it's harmless. Like, dude, if it's working for you, get that
Okay.
back.
Okay, then we're in harmless right now.
Harmless it is. Next one, only works at Fang. What do you mean only?
Like their entire career, only
Oh,
Fang companies.
harmless.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
At all. Harmless.
Next one.
I'm not-
Doesn't
don't know
doesn't
what
work
you're
on a real desk or chair. That's literally me. I
That's
only
right.
Chloe definitely put this in for
I
me.
think it's Pip.
I literally work at a couch or bed because my back
I think
hurts.
you should
Oh.
improve your life.
I thought
I've
this-
tried. I've spent so much time. I've seen Meta's ergonomics consultants.
Yes, I've seen
And
them too.
I've done years of physical therapy and chiropractor, and my back doesn't hurt when I sit on a couch like this and I work. It's just the way it is. So you know what? Just because you said Pip, I have to go to the other side and say based.
when I read this, I thought this meant like the people who are like standing on like the bubble or like sitting on a yoga ball.
No, I meant like the people
She
who
means
work
people
from
like
their
me.
couch.
She literally
Their
means
couch,
me.
their bed, or the kitchen table.
Just label it Eric.
Like no real office desk.
I don't really care. If it's comfortable for them, they can do whatever they want. Based.
That harmless.
Yeah.
It nets out.
Well,
I
put
think,
based.
I think
I'm
it's
down for
based.
based.
You think it's Pip. Kevin thinks it's harmless. Harmless it is.
No. Based.
Based. Fuck yeah, based.
Like they're not hurting anyone.
I
Yeah.
lost. I lost.
They're not
Yeah.
hurting anyone except
Yeah,
for
why
themselves.
do you hate
lost.
them?
No, I don't hate them. I think you need to improve your life. So
Yeah,
I
but,
pip
like,
you.
I already tried. This is where my back is.
You do you.
Based it is. Kevin's like, I don't fight
Okay,
this.
next, swipes
in
in
for
for
lunch
lunch
and
and leaves.
Based.
I mean, like, if they're good at other parts of their job, sure.
I don't really care about them.
If they have the confidence to do that, like, go you, dude.
But, like, do you want that person on your team?
I don't really respect them, but I'm like whatever. Do
Yeah, I
what you
put
want.
harmless.
Yeah, I think harmless.
Okay.
I don't respect that. I think it's
Only
whatever.
wears free tech shirts. That's literally me as well.
That is
Literally
Eric.
every piece of clothing I have, I'm literally wearing a branded piece of clothing from Colin Samir's podcast.
Yeah, but you're also 33.
Yeah, why the fuck you calling me out like this?
I think it's time for you to have your own wardrobe.
This is actually intervention.
This is a pip.
When I went to my birthday, I had a really nice outfit. Everyone was complimenting me on it. And I'm like, one, Chloe told me to wear it.
You see,
And
you
two,
see.
People don't realize that was also a free piece of merch I was given by
That
a
was
company.
a nice piece of merch, but
Yeah.
that was not a tech startup merch
No,
or a
it
tech
wasn't.
company
It's
merch.
a creator company that gave me this as a costume to wear during my podcast and let me keep it.
Okay,
Pip them.
pipped. Okay, the acqui-hires.
What about the acqui-hires? What's wrong with the acqui-hires? Work friend. No, harmless. Neutral.
Harmless.
Yeah, it's just neutral.
I feel like Chloe's had some experience.
Yeah, I've just had some experience where they are acqui-hired and they don't do anything forever.
I mean, if you got that bag,
That's true.
wouldn't you coast and leave?
That's fair. As
Right?
long as they're not on my team, I'm okay with it.
Harmless. SF Techies.
Right.
Wait,
We have
wait.
a whole list of
This is
locations
in the
now.
context of SF Techies,
Oh.
South Bay Techies, LA Techies, Seattle Techies, and New York
so we're
Techies.
force ranking them, I assume.
Correct.
I guess I put SF Techies and like work friend.
They're my homies.
I
Okay.
would say,
SF Techies, work friend, I agree. I would say South Bay Techies, cringe.
wait, why?
They're so cringe. They have
They're
no
not.
life.
I put them in harmless.
Have you lived in South
yeah,
Bay?
I literally worked in South Bay. I worked in Palo Alto.
But did
worked
you
at
live
Meta
there?
for years? I lived there.
That's disgusting.
What are you saying they are?
That's
They're
disgusting.
harmless.
They're not
That was
harmless.
me.
I will also live there.
Let's,
I lived in
dear
Mountain View
editor,
and Sunnyvale.
Put a photo of me from 2016 as a South Bay techie, just so you know, when you're being mean, that's who you're being mean to. Just like me.
I'm literally there too.
How do you know you weren't cringe then, though?
Yeah, how do you know?
Well, I'm saying if I met him now, I'd just be like, he's harmless.
I think harmful to my life.
They're just
Why
I
are they
used
harmful?
to-
Why are they harmful?
I used to want a social life when I was in my early
well,
tech
that's
career.
on you for living
on
in
you.
South Bay.
And I lived in South Bay.
Don't
and I
live
was
in South
hosting
Bay.
weekly dinners where I would cook for like 15 to 25 people. And it was all friends coming in. And it's the South Bay techies.
Because you're living in South Bay.
Exactly. That's why I think they're cringe.
It's just techies who want to go to the burbs.
Yeah.
It's also where your social life goes to die, especially if they're in a relationship and you'll never see them again
Oh, that's
until they break
true.
up. And I'm like, I can't be your friend.
I will say
when you
I
only
have, like,
conveniently come out.
way more friendship things to do here in LA.
Yes.
I didn't really
So
have much
I'm
of a
just like,
social life.
whenever I'm like,
so-
oh, South Bay, why?
Okay, you know what?
Why?
I will deign to your judgment on this, Chloe, because I do remember since South Bay I had no social life because it's just so far from everything.
Yeah, it sucks.
Next
So
one.
I would say cringe.
LA techies.
I love LA techies.
I don't even like know who LA techies are.
I don't know. It's like us, like people who worked
We're
in
not-
tech, and we live in LA now.
Are we LA techies? We're not. We're literally like making a goddamn podcast. Like this is content. We're creators.
Well,
Are
he's
we
an LA
techies?
techie. Now you're an LA
Oh,
techie.
Kevin's an LA techie.
Game.
I like LA
developer.
techies. I think that if you're a techie from
Okay,
San Francisco and you
we're
chose to move to LA, you're pretty cool.
We're invited to pickleball.
Invited to pickleball.
Yeah, you're invited to
Invited to
pickleball. Like John, our friend John. He's an LA techie.
Wait, I also think. Wait, you thought South Bay techies were harmless, right? I also think they're harmless.
No, I
I
said
think they're
said
harmless.
cringe.
No,
Yeah,
you said cringe.
I said
But like
Said
I'm
cringe.
letting Chloe clearly.
My
is stronger
veto
in-
card is
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out.
Chloe's-
You're using it.
Yes, South Bay techies are cringe.
I
You're
think
not
it's-
using your one time to put someone in jail or homie. You're putting someone in cringe.
I didn't even know we should use it that way.
Wouldn't you rather jail someone?
Fuck.
Unless you really want South Bay techies to be that cringe.
They don't deserve to be in jail.
Then they're harmless because
Yeah.
it's 2v1.
No, they're cringe.
It's 2v1.
When I vetoed them.
Oh, but you're using the one time to put them in cringe?
You know what? Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
going.
I use what I want to use.
All right.
Seattle techies.
I don't know any Seattle techies, so I guess
Seattle
harmless.
techies, they're work friends.
I would say harmless.
Okay, harmless.
That doesn't matter.
NY techies.
I think they're based
Why?
Why?
because I really like them. I think they're cool. They got hobbies. They do shit. They don't really drink the Koolaid. They leave work. They go explore.
Sure. Basically
Yeah,
it
they're
is.
cool people. They're really cool.
Next one, engineer with a really loud keyboard. Jail.
At the office.
Like, leave me the fuck alone, Jesus. I just
No,
wanna work
hold
in
on.
silence.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa. No. No.
My co-founder has the loudest fucking clacking keyboard ever. Every time he types, I'm just like, gunfire? Where? Leave me alone. I want to work
I guess
in
to
a
specify,
quiet
I feel like
environment.
your loud keyboard should be a nice keyboard.
No, it's still fucking
It's
loud.
nice and it's loud.
I don't want to hear you
If you're
typing.
an open floor layout, like
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to
tech
hear you
companies-
typing your fucking Slack message to me.
No.
I got headphones.
Everyone's got their
I'm in
keyboards.
meetings.
You got to have your headphones if you're in a open
No, don't
layout
make
office.
me wear my headphones.
Wear your headphones.
I have to wear my headphones.
This is literally
Tons of other keyboards. Like
I can't
It's
do
fine.
it. I hate it. I'm using my one card to put this in jail.
He gets it.
all right,
He gets it.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm going to jail.
Has a photo of Elon on their desk.
I don't
kinda
think this is a real person.
This is a real
does
person.
this?
I've gone to someone's house and he has a whole ass picture of Elon Musk on his wall in his office.
That's like a very weird thing.
Like a
Cringe.
portrait.
Cringe. Because like you don't know him. Like why are you doing this?
Like I think it's like Elon Musk fanboy type.
I would
What
say
if
this.
Elon is his uncle?
It's not his
It's
uncle.
not his uncle.
I would say the same thing if you walked in and someone had like a fucking like photo of like Logan Paul on their desk. This is like
Ooh,
weird. Cringe.
It's weird. It's cringe. Yeah.
All right, next one. Tahoe trip planner.
I
Like
think
work
they're
friend. Like they're
cool.
organizing things.
They're nice.
Yeah. Work
Invited
friend.
to pickleball. You're
But
hanging out with them
yeah,
outside
the
of
amount
work.
of times
fine.
had to go to Tahoe in this my tech career. Oh my god, unwillingly.
I did it once. It was fine. I went skiing.
fine. We can
I
go
hurt
to
my
work then.
toes. I'm really bad at skiing. I didn't know how to actually stop. So the first slope I went down, everyone thought I was really, really good because I just went all the way down. And it's because I just didn't know how to stop.
That's
Oh,
kind of
should we get-
terrifying.
Buddy, I don't want you to
Yeah.
lick your balls on camera, buddy.
Buddy, stop.
Okay, next one. Where's Patagonia vests and chinos?
They're the finance bros.
Harmless.
It's basically finance bros. Harmless.
Harmless.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Next one. Guy who always complains about dating.
There's a lot of guys who complain about dating.
It's hard in SF.
What is it?
In
What counts
SF.
as complaining? Like when I talk to you about my dating life, am I complaining?
I think there's a couple of types. One of them is the person who complains that they don't get any dates, but then they themselves, I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense.
I don't think I complain about not getting dates.
And I'm like, there are things you can do.
That's the
Right.
guy who I had in mind, I think. The guy
Yeah.
who complains about not getting dates.
I had one time, I had a childhood friend who's a software engineer who went to, okay, never mind. And he called me all of a sudden. You know how Tech Lead had a moment where
this is the YouTuber tech lead.
yeah,
yes.
the YouTuber Tech Lead had a divorce from his wife.
Yeah.
So after that happened, this person called me up and had an existential crisis because he loved Tech Lead. And he was like, I'm never going to have a wife. Like, I'm going to be a successful software engineer and I'm just going to get divorced. Like, I'm just going to end up like Tech Lead.
That
And I'm
guy
like,
is
what?
So cringe.
I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can't do this dating thing. Like, every time I go on a date, it just never works out. It's just better per hour if I just spend it on working on my career, on things that would actually give back to me.
Actually, this guy should be in jail.
That guy should be pipped.
Okay, let's put this guy in
But
jail.
but this guy is different. The guy
Jail.
who complains about dating.
That flavor, but a little less extreme. It's like,
Jail.
yeah, there's so
you've
much you should have
convinced me.
done.
Fix yourself first. I do talk to you about my dating life, and I'm not always happy about it.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
think
not
that's
like,
fine. I
wow,
don't think you're
fuck
complaining.
everyone.
I think you're discussing.
I guess it's like guy who complains about dating. I don't know, like harmless to
Complaints.
cringe. But like guy who says he looks up to tech lead.
Jail.
Okay.
All right, let's keep
You know what I
going.
mean?
Crypto bros.
It's like cringe. I don't know if it's a
Okay,
bit.
cringe.
I think it's
Yeah, I think between cringe and
Like, I'm actually very supportive for crypto. I used to work at Coinbase.
Yeah.
Like, if you're investing in it, it's doing well, great. If it's your whole personality and I can't spend like 10 minutes about you telling me not to,
If you're trying to sell
go
NFTs.
invest in
Yeah,
crypto,
I can't.
cringe. Next one. Looks like recruiter is recruiter. What does recruiter look like, Chloe?
They're
They're
some of the
attractive.
hottest people at the company.
Oh,
They are
They're
the
always
hottest
attractive.
people. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Oh my
I think they're
God.
generally attractive.
Yeah, in the office, the
You
recruiting
know what?
team.
I'm going to save myself for saying I just never looked at my colleagues like that way. So
Don't dip your pen in company ink.
That's true. I think they're invited to
I say
pickleball.
work friend.
You-
I'm
you don't
suspicious of
care.
recruiters
Why?
because you're literally using human relationships as transactional things to help them hit goals.
But it's their job.
Yeah, literally, that's my point.
Well,
Structurally,
BD people are the same.
structurally, I don't trust them.
Partnerships people are the
Yeah,
same.
I would say the same thing about salespeople.
You know what? It's fine. It's
I
fine.
think work friend is fine.
Work
Yeah.
friend. Okay, next one. Day in my life, tech talkers.
Harmless, like sure, whatever.
You were like almost ish one.
I gotta
You're
think
day
about
in my
this
life.
one. I
You're
gotta
a day in
think
my
about
life
this one.
YouTuber.
I gotta think
Point.
about this one. Specifically tech talkers. Day in my life.
Yeah, like I'm an engineer.
As a whatever,
Follow me in my
whatever.
life as I work at Meta.
I think it's harmless.
Yeah, it's harmless. Like I know some companies don't like it because they're like, "Oh my god, you make it look like you don't work at all." But I'm like,
Okay.
whatever. People who are smart should recognize it's just content.
I think the industry thinks they're cringe or they need to pip
Yeah,
them.
but I don't think they're cringe. I think they're fine.
Yeah, I personally
I'm
think
cringe.
it's hard to put yourself online. I don't really watch the content and I've stopped doing it for a while because I was like, I don't know. I did my first few and I'm like, cool.
Look, I respect the craft behind it. It's work and it might help some people. Most of them aren't accurate because it's not good content to be like
Yeah.
sitting there on your fucking laptop all day. That's fine.
Yeah, most of them are not accurate content because you're not allowed to record,
obviously.
film
The
your
actual
work.
working part. Yeah.
You're not allowed to. You get in
Next one,
trouble.
MBA grad name dropper jail. Like I hate name droppers of all kinds.
That-
PM design girlfriend and software engineer boyfriend. That's literally what you guys were. So based, obviously.
Aw,
'Cause
thank
you guys are great.
Oh, I thought this meant like in the same company.
Oh, I
does
don't
it matter?
I don't think
You're
so.
literally a software engineering husband and a product manager wife. So based.
I like
Oh,
them.
I was gonna say harmless.
All right.
What?
Well, I was thinking like
Chloe-
they're dating.
Chloe, I think
in the
Kevin
same
has
company.
something-
I was
Kevin
thinking
has
the
something
same
In
to
the
tell
company.
same
you about your
company. That's why he would never let me work at Twitch because he was at the same
Yeah, I
company.
don't
He
want- I
was
don't want
like,
us to be the same
don't, you
company."
cannot apply.
Why?
And I'm like, why not?
Why?
Yeah, why, Kevin?
Because then the social circles get too mixed. Like, oh, well, this was like, oh, what if we
What's
don't
wrong
work
with sharing
out, right?
social circles with your wife?
No. This was before.
With the girlfriend who would become your wife. I will say I dated another PM. I also, as a PM, dated someone who was an engineer. So I actually reversed it. I was the PM. She was the engineer with the hard skills. And there would be times I'd come in and she'd just be like, laptop on the ground, big old laptop, just like coding. And it's like,
Nice.
I have no idea what's going on, but good for you.
on the ground.
Okay, based.
Okay.
All right, next.
The people.
Dr. Fei-Fei Li, based.
She's an AI researcher.
Yeah.
We saw a talk that she gave at Atlassian's conference.
She's like
Team 24.
the face of AI especially for a woman.
She has
right
some
now.
really funny lines.
She was like Stanford. She's a
All
funny
right,
person.
sure.
Funny
Great.
person.
Sounds like a cool
like
person.
been a researcher since the beginning of the AI times. Like
think at
OG, OG,
Stanford.
OG. Yeah. Yeah. She's
You know,
funny. She's having a big moment. All right, Daddy Zuck.
Daddy's
Based.
harmless.
I think he was cringe. Now he has a good image. now he has a pretty
A
good.
lot of people
He
still
like
hate him.
started to work. He wear the
Yeah, he's
metal
wearing a
chain.
necklace. He's giving access to AI tools for free.
Yeah, he's like posting on threads, and it's himself,
I
not
think a
someone
few
else.
years ago I would have said cringe, and now I'm like,
Yeah, I think
harmless.
it's cool.
As someone who used to work there, I think that Facebook obviously has a lot of problems.
Yeah,
Given how big it is, he's probably constructed it in the best way possible. As a consultant, I used to work with tons of big companies. They're all run way worse than Meta was. So I'm going to say based.
I think people made fun of him because he got like really lizard people vibes during that
Like
one
robot
deposition.
lizard.
But he fixed it.
He did.
Now he's cool.
Yeah, now he's cool.
He's
he does like
coming
MMA
back up.
now.
Yeah,
He
I
does
respect
MMA.
that.
He fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sheryl Sandberg. Based.
I would say based. She's got some criticism, though, over recent years on like,
Oh, the lean in thing
Yeah.
where you have to lean in.
yeah.
Oh,
But like, I'm a man, so I don't think I have the right to talk about this. So Chloe, what's your take?
I really liked her book. lean
All right,
in.
if you like it,
I liked
then
it. I think it's tactical.
I'm gonna defer to you on this.
All right,
Yeah, I
based.
like her.
All right, based it is.
Daddy Jensen. I love
CEO
Daddy
of NVIDIA?
Jensen.
Yeah,
Based. He's
NVIDIA.
based. He's like
Taiwanese.
he randomly like gets sighted at night markets alone late at night, just eating.
You wouldn't put him as homie
And
Jomi?
I wish, homie Jomi. And he wears a leather jacket every time.
Oh yeah,
It's funny.
There's an article in the Information recently where people are now wanting to get leather jackets as well to be cool like he is.
He's also the CEO that's been a CEO for the longest in history.
Yeah.
I think he should be a homie Jomi.
Wait, the longest in history?
Or longest right
I saw
now.
an interview with him where they asked him if you could do it all over again, would you? And he's like, no, startups are hard.
No, I think he's based. Well,
You wouldn't put him higher? I think he's cool.
I think he's cool. I would love to hang out with him, but I don't think he would love to hang out with us.
Yeah, let's
like-
keep him in base.
All right, last one.
Elon Musk.
Jail.
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 Elon Musk used to be cool before he
Jail.
started having
I don't think
awful
I'd put him
takes.
in jail. I think I'd alternate between based and jail. Sometimes what he does is valuable. Like your fucking Tesla you drive, like that is because of Elon. Like people
His
forget
companies are
that. Yeah, well,
nice.
he's the one who co-founded or
He-
ran the companies. Right? He actually did not found Tesla. I know this. He actually took it over from the CEO who actually founded
Oh,
it.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a guy named Martin who's the founder of Tesla, and he's not happy with Elon. He thinks Elon like kicked him out. But the argument is like the company was going nowhere. So, before Elon came in, no one even heard of it. You guys didn't even know. I would say like that's why it's hard for me to say. I think sometimes he's jail and sometimes he's base.
Twitter was a whole debacle.
It wasn't working before either. Let's be clear. It never made money. Like it's not a public utilities or a nonprofit. It's supposed to make money. So I don't think Elon, to be clear, is taking acts in the right direction. I also don't think Twitter was working. Change had to be done.
I think this is the same argument as the staff engineer who,
Oh, like the asshole.
the
genius.
asshole genius. I think this is asshole genius.
I don't
like
even think he's a genius.
he built a lot of good, and there are times when in interviews where he is taking on such huge problems in society to move tech
Yeah.
forward. I think that's cool, but I think he's done a lot of really strange
that's
things.
why I say he's very hard to rank because he alternates between based and jail.
Correct.
I think he's such a child.
I think now he needs to go to jail though.
Pip them.
I mean, I would put, if I had to pick one, I would put him in work friend. And here's why. Because he's the potential to do a lot of good and he's the potential to do a lot of harm. And you want somebody like that nearby so you can track and know what he's up to.
That is so much,
That
so
is-
much to track.
Yeah, but like I would rather know what he's doing than not.
Keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, exactly. So not work friend
No.
because like, yay, we're friendos.
It's
But
like
work friend
frenemy
because
type.
like, yeah, he's like frenemy. It's like you don't know what this guy might end up doing. Keep him around so
but
you
you
have
would
an
want
eye
to
on
pip them.
I don't think he can ever go higher than cringe.
If he's in PIP or jail, you don't know what machinations he's unfolding.
By
I don't wanna
definition,
know.
pip is getting him to
I
change.
think we should know because we don't know what he's going
I
to
don't
do.
want to know. I don't want to know
Well,
it.
my vote is for work friends so we can keep an eye on him.
My vote is jail.
It's 2 for jail.
I
You have your
mean,
one time.
You ever,
I already
wait,
used my one time. I put mechanical keyboard in
Oh,
jail.
that's
Oh.
And that was
right.
so worth it. Fuck those guys. Sorry,
No,
Kevin.
Elon Musk is in jail.
I love how we put most of them up in base.
yeah, my bad. I didn't think about it. I didn't think we'd
I
do
didn't
that.
expect them to be up and based.
Yeah.
I thought Jensen Huang would be higher at homie.
I love your answer to, wow, we put them really high. Was
Did you-
This guy should be even higher.
Did you use your veto
I used
card?
mine really early.
Friends, that's a wrap. And just as a gentle reminder, this is for funsies. You came for the hot takes. We're giving you some hot takes. If you don't agree, drop a comment. We'll talk about it. We'll look them over. We'll decide.
I was going to say we should look at the list and see if we want to make
Yeah,
any big
is this-
changes.
I feel great.
Because
I'm a
I
big
think it's
believer.
crazy that there's only 3 homies and the first one is
No,
Berkeley
that's
EECS
great.
grad.
That's
Whoa,
great.
Shit, I
I'm-
forgot that was in the. Oh
No,
my
I'm
god.
good with this the ways. You know why? I'm a
I'm
big
so
believer.
mad.
One and done. We went into this. If you want to make changes, Kevin, you didn't fight hard enough when it mattered.
I hate this list.
You don't get to do it again. This is what we've constructed together as a team. Sit with it. Weep at your works. If you don't like it, maybe you should have made changes before. I'm totally fine with Berkeley EECS up in homies because that is Edison Park, our good friend.
Are there any other archetypes that
This is the
he's
grave we dug.
missing?
No, I feel good about this.
All right. Hope you-
Jomies, thank you for a special. This is like the Christmas special of Jomo Pods. You know,
A
you
little
do
bit,
something.
yes.
You do something a little bit
It's very
different.
different.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let us know if you want to see more things like this.
We'll see you guys next time. Same regular programming coming back. And yeah, leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you.
We should have like Jomo out and make like a hand motion.
Isn't it Jomi's out or Jomo?
Well, we're Jomo.
We're Jomo. those of you who
Okay.
watch are Jomies. So Jomo to Jomies. Like, what's our signal? Like, Jomo out.
Jomo out.
We're going to do a special hand gesture now. From us, Jomo, to you, Jomies.
You're making it awkward.
Jomo out.
Jesus.
We did it.
Okay, that's fun. That's good.
Good work.
Hey, Chloe. Something big happened.
We got our very first
Our first angels.
Jomo angels.
Our first ever angels. Our first 3 angels. Forever known as the Holy Trinity. We are so grateful to you.
Yeah, can't believe it. So this is our razzle dazzle shout out to you.
Yeah, we wrote a little poem, a little ode. Maya Long, where dreams belong.
Aaron Shea brightens the day.
Sheryl Lee, you're our jubilee.
Woo! Thank you so much. I cannot believe it. I am shooketh. When I saw your names, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way we didn't even launch yet.
Our gratitude far exceeds our rhyming abilities. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye. I said, you guys want to shake yourselves up? Are you good?
I'm good to go.
No, you're not. You're so tense. You have not been on camera in a while, so
It's been a while.
you need to shake it
I'm
off.
going to play myself another minute here.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. You can do it. All right? Remember, smile more. Okay?